The old buildings whisper, they remember. Centuries of joy, sorrow, life, and death echo within their walls. Some say those echoes never die, not entirely. They linger as whispers from beyond, as cold spots and goosebumps, as fleeting glimpses of something not quite of this world. These are the echoes we seek, the ghostly whispers that draw us to the haunted corners of history. There's an undeniable allure to the paranormal, a primal fear mixed with insatiable curiosity. It's the thrill of the unknown, the possibility of glimpsing what lies beyond the veil of death. And where better to seek these answers than in the places where time seems to stand still, where the past bleeds into the present? Historic sites, with their weathered stones and timbered halls, hold a unique power. They've borne witness to countless lives, to love and loss, to triumph and tragedy. It's within these spaces where the energy of countless souls has converged, that the veil between worlds feels thinnest, most fragile. We are drawn to these places, compelled to explore the shadows, to listen for the whispers of the past. We seek answers to the age-old questions. What happens after death? Do our spirits linger? And if so, what tales do they yearn to tell? Imagine ancient castles perched on windswept cliffs, their crumbling walls holding secrets whispered through generations. Victorian mansions shrouded in fog, their gas lamps casting flickering shadows that dance with the memories of former residents. Battlefields, silent now, but still echoing with the anguish and terror of conflicts long past. These are the places where history comes alive, or perhaps refuses to die. Each site carries its own unique energy, shaped by the events that unfolded within its walls. A castle once besieged might still echo with the clash of steel, the screams of the fallen. A mansion scarred by a tragic fire might still hold the scent of smoke and the lingering sorrow of those lost. The stories are woven into the very fabric of these places. We pore over historical records, piecing together fragments of lives lived and lost. We uncover tales of murder and betrayal, of unrequited love and lingering grief. These stories, often tragic, violent, or filled with despair, fuel the flames of the paranormal. They create the conditions, the residual energy from which ghostly phenomena arise. We learn of the heartbroken lady of the manor, forever searching for her lost love, of the soldier, cut down in his prime, still pacing the ramparts, of the child taken too soon, whose laughter echoes through the empty halls. These are the whispers from the past that draw us in, the threads of tragedy and sorrow that we hope to untangle. Dusk descends upon our chosen site, shadows lengthen, stretching like grasping fingers across the overgrown lawns and crumbling facades. The air grows heavy, thick with anticipation and the weight of centuries past. A shiver crawls down your spine, and it's not just the evening chill. Stepping across the threshold is like entering another world. The air inside is stagnant, heavy with the scent of dust and decay. The temperature plummets, a sudden bone-chilling cold that bites through even the warmest layers. It's a physical sensation, undeniable and unnerving. Our eyes, adjusting to the dimness, begin to pick out shapes in the gloom. Cobwebs cling to every surface, shrouding antique furniture and long-forgotten portraits in a ghostly embrace. Floorboards creak beneath our feet, each step a heartbeat of tension in the silence. The silence. It's deafening, not the peaceful quiet of a library or a moonlit night. This is a heavy, expectant silence, pregnant with unseen possibilities. It presses in on us, amplifying every rustle, every creak, every whispered word. We are not here as mere observers, not passive tourists, on a haunted history tour. We are investigators, armed with tools both ancient and modern, seeking to pierce the veil of the unknown. Our senses are heightened, every nerve on high alert. We move through the darkened rooms, our eyes scanning for any flicker of movement, any anomaly in the shadows. The hair on the back of our neck stands on end, a primal warning system, alerting us to the slightest shift in the atmosphere. We rely on more than just our senses. Electromagnetic field detectors hum in our hands, their digital displays flickering as they pick up fluctuations in the unseen energy around us. Temperature guns pinpoint icy pockets in the air, cold spots that defy logical explanation. Cameras equipped with infrared and night vision capabilities capture what our eyes might miss. Audio recorders run constantly, their microphones sensitive enough to pick up the faintest whisper, the slightest disembodied voice. These tools are more than just gadgets. They are extensions of ourselves, amplifying our senses, allowing us to perceive the subtle cues, the whispers of energy that might betray the presence of the unseen. Section 5. When Spirits Speak. Encounters with the Unexplained. The air crackles with static. The temperature plummets. The EMF meter screams, its digital readout spiking off the charts. This is it, the moment we've been waiting for, the moment when the veil between worlds thins to the point of transparency. And then, it happens. A disembodied voice, barely audible, whispers through the darkness. A child's giggle echoes down the hallway, though no one else is present. A cold, unseen hand brushes against your cheek, sending shivers down your spine. These are the moments we live for, the moments that send adrenaline coursing through our veins, the moments that confirm our suspicions that we are not alone. The evidence is all around us if we know how to listen, how to see. Objects move on their own, seemingly defying gravity. Doors slam shut with no explanation, their heavy wooden frames shuddering from the force. Shadows dance at the edge of our vision, fleeting glimpses of figures that vanish as quickly as they appear. These are not mere tricks of the light, not hallucinations conjured by overactive imaginations. These are genuine encounters with the unexplained, with forces beyond our current understanding. Section 6. A Brush with Terror, a Personal Account. I've spent years investigating the paranormal, but nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced at the old Blackwood Asylum. The place was a festering wound of human suffering, its history steeped in madness, neglect, and unspeakable medical experiments. As I stood in the solitary confinement cell, the air thick with the stench of stale urine and despair, I felt a cold hand grip my arm. I spun around, heart pounding, but found myself staring into emptiness. Then, the whispers started. Faint at first, like insects crawling inside my skull. They grew louder, more insistent, a chorus of tormented voices pleading for release, for mercy, for an end to their suffering. I tried to speak, to rationalize, but the words caught in my throat. Panic welled up inside me, threatening to overwhelm my senses. I stumbled back, bumping into something cold and solid. Turning, I found myself face to face with a shadowy figure, its eyes burning like hot coals in the darkness. For a moment our gazes locked, and a wave of pure terror washed over me. Then as quickly as it appeared, the figure vanished, leaving me trembling in the darkness, my sanity hanging by a thread. Section 7. The Weight of Evidence, Analyzing the Paranormal. We emerge from the darkness, blinking against the first light of dawn. Exhausted, exhilarated, and more than a little shaken, we gather our equipment. The real work begins now as we sift through the evidence. Hours are spent reviewing audio recordings, listening for those telltale EVPs. We analyze photographs, searching for anomalies, for unexplained figures. Temperature readings are charted, EMF fluctuations plotted. We search for patterns, for correlations between environmental changes and reported paranormal activity. Every piece of data is scrutinized, every detail examined. The evidence is often fragmented, open to interpretation. But sometimes we stumble upon something truly compelling, something that sends a shiver down our spines. A voice captured on tape that perfectly names a long-dead resident. A photograph that clearly shows the translucent figure of a child. These are the moments that validate our work, that fuel our passion for uncovering the truth about the paranormal. Section 8. Lingering Questions, the Unanswered Mysteries. The more we investigate, the more we realize how much we don't know. The world of the paranormal is a labyrinth of twisting corridors and dead ends, where every answer seems to lead to a dozen more questions. What exactly are we dealing with? Are these the spirits of the dead, trapped between worlds? Or are they something else entirely, remnants of energy, echoes of past events imprinted upon the very fabric of these places? And why are they here? Do they linger out of a sense of unfinished business, a need to communicate with the living? Or are they simply drawn to the places where they felt most alive, most connected to the physical world? The answers, if they exist at all, remain elusive. We may never fully understand the nature of the paranormal, the forces that govern the afterlife. But that doesn't deter us, doesn't diminish our fascination with the unknown. If anything, it only strengthens our resolve to keep searching, to keep listening for those ghostly whispers, to keep seeking answers in the haunted corners of history. Section 9. Conclusion, a haunting reality. The sun rises, casting a golden glow over the old mansion. We pack our equipment, leaving the site behind, but the experience stays with us. It lingers in the back of our minds, a haunting reminder that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our philosophies. The evidence we've gathered, both tangible and experiential, is impossible to ignore. We've witnessed things that defy logical explanation, felt the icy touch of the unseen, heard voices from beyond the grave. The paranormal, once a topic of speculation and campfire stories, has become a haunting reality. We leave the site with more questions than answers, but that's the nature of the beast. The paranormal is not easily tamed, not easily categorized or explained away. It exists in the shadows, in the spaces between our understanding, a constant reminder that there are mysteries in this world that science may never fully unravel. And so, we continue to investigate, drawn back to the darkness, to the whispers, to the possibility of glimpsing what lies beyond the veil. For within those haunted halls, within those whispers from the past, lies the potential to unlock the greatest mystery of all, the mystery of life after death.